If you were anything like me and just thinking, yeah, it's Friday, but why the heck did Mike pre-record? Well, I'll let you know in a minute. Got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Appreciate you wrapping up your week with me. Although I at this moment I am at some sort of luncheon. Yes, that's why the beautiful Queen Bee scheduled a lunch for noon on Friday, not realizing that I have a show at noon on Friday. This is for Wildlife for Tomorrow. This is with our part of our legal team, our board, and going over, stuff that you have to have a, what you call it? I don't know, nonprofit, a 501c3. The things we have to discuss, the things that we have to go over. And it's a good thing, but it's noon downtown. So I had to pre-record this bad boy and make sure that, again, I don't leave you guys hanging. Sometimes I have a migraine right before the show, and I just can't do it, and I tap out. But right now, I have time. Barely, but I got enough time to get this thing recorded and get on. But it is me doing outdoor stuff, conservation stuff. It's not me just going out and saying, I'm not going to do this. Come on, Friday, long weekend, woohoo! No, not the case at all. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. A couple of things I want to chat about. If you're tuning in for FAFO Friday, again, I am in YouTube jail, so I can't play any videos that I just think that it's a pain. It's a pain. And again, we were ratted out by literally a woman named Karen. I always think that revenge is a dish best served cold, if not served at all. So I'm thinking about it. Every time I get to Friday and I want to have some fun with some videos, I'm like, yeah. I don't know, maybe in Queen Bee, I can hear her right now saying, well, maybe if you're nicer, say, you don't talk trash about people well, she told her kid to stand right where a wave was crashing and to film it and laugh at him. And he was like 3 or 4 years old. And I actually said afterwards, I dig this kind of parenting. It's kind of funny. She did not like that I was exposing her for being a potentially, I don't know. You never know online. Things can happen. And that's what happens with us outdoorsmen, right? I mean, whether it's, taking a picture with a fish, a grip and grin, or a deer, elk, or just, whatever it is. Oh, maybe a firearm because you're out hunting. Oh, the stuff you get online. Oh, the clutching of the pearls. How could you kill an animal? Oh, how can you kill an animal? While they're chomping on a Big Mac. Oh, terrible. You hunt. Oh, it's terrible. They had leather seats in their cars. Wasn't an animal at one time. No, they're leather belts. They're alligator boots. God, I want some alligator boots. I really do. There's an outfit in Texas, $5,000. You go, you get a big old alligator, you hunt it, and they make boots out of it. Someday. Yeah. So keep sharing this out and telling everybody this is a super fun show, and we'll get the numbers up, and then I can afford that. Totally self-serving. I'll make y'all some boots too. We'll do a contest. Who wants some boots? Yeah. Custom boots. Because I'm sure you get more than one pair of boots out of a damn alligator, right? I don't think an alligator makes a pair of boots. But I heard alligator meat's fantastic. I've not had it. So I want to have it. I want to try it. I want it. So anyway, let's get to it. An update on yesterday's show. We were talking about the 25-year-old hunters that were from out of state. They both went to Colorado for an elk hunt. They parked their truck at a trailhead, and in a hunting they went. And they were reported missing on the 11th. The search began on the 12th. And yesterday, both bodies turned up deceased. Have assumed room temperature. There is no, and hopefully we'll have an update on it on Monday's program. We have an update on it to the cause of death. Suspicious, I think. Something's fishy about this. I've seen cocaine bear. I know bears attack, mountain lions attack. Rarely do they take out and kill two people. I'm not getting it. I'm not seeing anything here that I suspect some sort of, if it's self-inflicted, is it foul play? I mean, the only foul play you can imagine on two hunters going out into the wild, they experienced hunters, but again, not experienced survivalists, but you can make it for 5 days. You can. And again, all of my experience in survival comes from Tim Ralston and watching the show Alone. That's it. And every time I see something on Alone, I think I can do that. Yeah, no big deal. I'll just start sawing some trees down and I'll make myself a nice little log cabin out here like they do in Lost. And I'll knock a deer down or an elk and I'll just, I'll process that and I'll make myself a smokehouse so I can smoke it and preserve it, like they do on Lost. No, not me. Anyway, is it foul play if this is a, self-inflicted kind of thing? It's two people. So, you know what I mean? You know where my mind is going with this. And I'm not trying to, but you have to start to flesh it out and think, maybe it was, maybe a murder suicide, maybe some crazy was out there and capped them both or I don't know, but I think it would be, it's hard to say that there isn't intent, whether it was them or somebody else, there isn't intent when two young, seemingly in the pictures I've seen, in shape, fit, they had all the right hunting gear on. They took a picture of themselves. And with all that's going on, like, how do you not suspect foul play? Again, I've seen Cocaine Bear, but I don't think that's the really the norm, that a bear's going to not only attack one but two and then kill them both. I don't know. Speculation abound. And that's what it is. It's going to be speculation until we know. So hopefully we know. Can I give a shout out, by the way? There's just caught this out of the corner of my eye. There's a company, you all know I'm a big baseball fan. You know I'm a huge baseball fan. So there is this company called Baseballism. They have a store in Scottsdale, and they have really cool shirts. They have stuff from like Major League, and the one that I love is the big 3 on the front. It's got an arrow up and an arrow down, 3 up, 3 down. And one of the shirts I just absolutely love is a math equation on the front. It says 6 plus 4 plus 3 equals 2. And if you're a baseball fan, you know exactly what that means. And I love that. So anyway, I ordered a shirt, and Queen Bee are going to the game, and I are going to the game tomorrow. And I ordered a shirt, and I wanted the 3 up, 3 down shirt. I ordered it through Amazon. And again, not here, just shipping, everything from Amazon right now that's coming to my house apparently is getting stolen. Like, they seriously need to look into these drivers, because everything is, from dog food to shirts to phone chargers, stolen. Because, it's just interrupted in shipping. I'm like, the DC is literally 6 miles away. What happened between there and here? So anyway, Baseballism. I reached out to them because Amazon's like, don't ask us, ask them. Immediately I get a response. What can we do to make this right? How do we get this done? I said, you got a place in Scottsdale. Can they overnight it to me? This and that. It's a 35-mile drive. I don't want to go out there. Can you make this happen? Here's the deal. Check and see if Amazon can make it right. If not, we're going to make it right. Then I didn't talk to them for like a day or a day and a half. I get a follow-up email from Baseballism saying, hey, listen, just following up on this and seeing what we can do. What? Like, real customer service? Real people? Yeah. There's a guy named Jay. Apparently works at the corporate spot, and he's just, he's on it. He's like, I want to take care of you. This is purchasing a shirt. I didn't say like I have any kind of following, or I've been in media here and there. I didn't do any of that. I never do any of that. But the dude was just like, I want to take care of you, man. How do we take care of you? Love that. Absolutely love that. And then Amazon's just failing me day in, day out. And I have emails that say, I promise, sir, it'll be there at the end of the day. Not here. Next day, email. Promise you, sir, it'll be there at the end of the day. Not there. Just ridiculous. And they have a shirt that has Joe Blue on the front. If you guys are the greatest sports movie of all time, Major League. If you guys dig that show, you'll know what I'm talking about. I think it's a Joe. It says, it's bad to touch Joe Blue's room. But I got to get some permission on that one. Wearing that in mixed company is kind of like, can you? And I know that because of Rob. Rob was like, he thought it was funny, but he was like, Rob's my go-to for everything that has a cultural or appropriation, or should a white guy wear it? I ask Rob. And I just talked to him this week, by the way. He's doing great. Says hey to everybody, and sends his love. So anyway, I saw that Baseballism. If you guys are into baseball gear, shirts, hats, all that kind of stuff, and some really cool things, check them out. They're solid. Order that from the site too. It's a few more bucks, but you go on Amazon and they have the ripoffs of their design. I'm like, that sucks. Don't do that. Anyway, so thank you, Baseballism, for at least staying on that. I still don't have the shirt, but that's Amazon's deal, not Baseballism. They were on it, like Loop on it. So anyway. A couple of articles I saw that I want to chat about before we part ways this week, and that one of the things it was pretty fascinating to me is this article that just blew me away, because I am all about don't reinvent. Why are you trying to reinvent the wheel? Why? Here's the headline: Old school tips and traditional knowledge for field dressing big game animals. I don't think there's many ways to field dress a game animal. I think it's all pretty standard. I mean, I know there's the gutless method, but this has nothing to do with the gutless method. That's kind of a new wave kind of way. It's for people like, I'll call you out, Steve. I love you, buddy. Like Steve Clark, that just hates blood. So the gutless method is fantastic. It's a really good way to process an animal, but I think a little bit's left behind. So anyway, like the heart especially. Anyway. There's nothing to reinvent. Why write a whole? Your granddaddy didn't waste meat, and neither should you. I get that, and that's what made me read the article. But I'm going through this. I'm like, there's only one thing in this whole article that anyone who's field dressed an animal before would not know. And when I field dress in animals the same way I did the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, and then when I'm out with other people doing the same thing, I'm helping them because they're doing it the same way they've done it the first time, second time, third time, which is the same way I've done it the first time, second time, third time. So it's all the same. The only thing I learned is that it's good to as best as you can. If you're gonna wait a little bit, wait a few minutes. Let me back up. When you harvest an animal, it is important to get that meat to cool, to get it away from blood, get it away from guts, and let that meat cool. Very, very important. What I did not think of that I did learn from this article, and it's the only thing I learned because everything else was the same. It was just a lot of it was just on and on about I know how. Yep, we know how to do it. Yep, that's the way we always do it. Was try to elevate it, grab some rocks or whatever, elevate it if you can. And if you can elevate it, then the backside's going to be cooling too while you're working on one side. So so it doesn't lay on the ground and just stay heated up. Smart. Let that heat escape. So that's good. And, getting a gambrel in a tree, in a tree. And I don't even know how to pronounce that word. Seriously, I've always had a hard time with that. Anyway, but get it skinned, get it into bags. Like it's all the same stuff. It's all the same stuff. But what I just took away from the headline, if nothing else, do not waste any piece of meat. One of the biggest pieces of meat, two of the biggest left behind pieces of meat that I think is almost a travesty if you do this. One is the neck. It makes wonderful ossobuco. Look up the recipe. Maybe I can get Slavo to give me his recipe because his ossobuco's off the chain. And so we love that. And then the rib meat. Like you don't have to cut ribs. You can just, if you're not cutting the ribs, then just cut the rib meat out and then put that into your burger pile. That's just the way into your ground beef pile. We call it burger pile or burger bag or whatever. That's the scraps of meat that are just kind of like, oh, we don't want to waste that. So just cut that off and put that in and that gets ground with beef fat and makes great hamburgers. That's elk or whatever it is that you're enjoying. And if I just jumped over that really quickly, if you are thinking about why beef fat, game meat is super, 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 super lean, super lean. And so it cooks like that. It dries out like that. Mixing the burger in with beef fat, keeps the fat renders into the meat and keeps it juicy. Okay, that's what it's for. That's why every Slappy in the world started wrapping everything in bacon, is because the meat was very lean, and that bacon fat would just kind of slip into the meat. Yummy. But then they took that as, I'm going to wrap everything in bacon instead of, it's used as a cooking method. And sometimes I'll just drape bacon over, like if I'm smoking it, I'll just drape bacon over the top, not to like use the bacon. Sometimes sometimes it's great. But just I use it as a cooking method. Okay. But out in the field, do not I mean, you see a piece of meat, man, cut it off. Make that skeleton a skeleton. If you're going to field process this thing, dude, just make it all. Take every piece of meat you can. Take the liver, take the heart. And if you don't like liver, by the way, somebody does. Somebody in your crew does. Vacuum seal it or wrap it in butcher paper and just put out an APB on your text and say, who wants this elk liver? Somebody likes it. I don't. I do not like liver. Maybe, and by the way, that was from when I was a little kid. Like by our babysitter would always cook liver. Oh, just the stench. Oh, so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. Anywho'sville, let's continue on here. And what was a follow-up on that is this very pressing question, as we're talking about processing and field dressing. Is your wild game processor shorting you on venison? Here's how much meat you should be getting from a harvested deer. Okay. And I think yield is very important. So let's get, I'm getting my spectacles on. Hang tight. It isn't just our opinion. The NDA cites a study from Ohio, Department of Natural Resources, which assessed that 115 field-dressed white-tailed deer, good Lord, say that 5 times fast, 115 field-dressed can't even do it, 115 field-dressed trying it again, 115 field-dressed white-tailed deer that weighed 12,370 pounds total before processing, according to the study. After processing, the 115 white-tailed deer yield was a total of 6,000 pounds-ish, 6,001 pound, 8 ounces of venison. The average deer weighed 107 pounds, field dressed, and yielded 52 pounds of venison for a 48% meat yield. That's good. So if I'm thinking I'm getting a bison, it's 1,000 pounds. I should be rolling out of there with about 480 pounds of meat. Damn, y'all. That's a lot. Okay. And that's just bison versus deer. Deer might be different, but kind of I would say that within the margin of error. So that's a good way to know that if you're being shorted. And I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm not. But I would do your research a lot. I would do a lot of research. There's a place out in the West Valley that has a pretty solid reputation, but you have to bring the meat in boneless, which is the biggest pain in the tuchus ever. I would rather process it myself. So if you have 100-pound deer that you're bringing in, you probably should have 48, 50 pounds of meat when it's all said and done. So that's a good indicator. Or you're thinking, I'm never using these people again because they're shorting me. There is, again, I'm not naming names. I'm not trying to besmirch anyone. But the last processor I used turned amazing bison meat. The majority of it was burger. And I was beside myself. Because my instructions are very clear. And so are Slavo's. Trust me, Slavo, former executive chef, is very, very clear. You give me as much steaks as you possibly can. Okay? And we don't even mess around. We take the back straps with us. We take the tenderloin with us. We cut those on our own. There's no way in hell we're letting someone else cut those. So we have the tenderloins. This processor, the majority, and I remember pulling it out of the crates and putting it into our coolers when I was picking it up, and I'm like, burger, what the hell? Burger, 2-pound burger, 1-pound burger, half-pound pack of burger. I'm like, oh no. Remember telling Slavo, buddy, it's Burger Loco. Not good. Not bueno. I do not want to buy. I like venison burgers. I do love venison burgers. But bison burger, but I love bison steak a hell of a lot more. I love bison roast a hell of a lot more. I like making bison lasagna, bison stew, bison chili, got it. But give me a steak over any of that anytime. Anytime. Yeah. Absolutely wild. Yeah. So anyway, do your research. Ask. when you're there at your processor, be as specific as you possibly can. You might want to go talk to Mike if you're Arcadia area, there is Oso, the brewery on I think it's on Indian School. Way up, so it's east of 44th Street, so it might be up there in like the 50s or 60th Street. And it's on the north side of the road. It's where Oso is, and there's a German butcher shop. Best German sausage in the world, obviously. I mean, when I went in there for the first time, people were speaking German. I'm like, whoa. I got all tingly because I was like, I think my body's like, yeah, you're German, dude. Yeah. You're like 50% German, bro. You're feeling. And I didn't know what was going on. I actually left. Seriously, the first time I went in there, I just left. I'm like, I am so out of my league here. I just wanted to see what really good sausage tastes like. And these guys are talking German to the people behind the counter. I'm like, holy crap. But anyway, Mike runs the joint, and he will process, and he'll process into great sausages, German sausage, all that stuff. Fantastic. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah. I'm thinking if I get a Watusi again, if I go up to Blue Rooster and get a Watusi, I'm probably going to do a lot of sausage with it. Yeah. Because the Watusi steaks were okay. The Watusi burger was fantastic. But the steaks, I was like, eh. So I think I'd rather go with some sausages, which brings me to my next point. Obviously, check the yield. Know your yield's going to be about 48% on average to an OHIO study. And really, really talk about what you want with the processor and be very specific. This is what I'm looking for, and have them write it down and give you a receipt of what is written down. Next, look into processing your own. It sounds like a pain in the ass, but I'm going to tell you this. There's an episode of Meat Eater, which I think is fantastic. He breaks down 2 quarters, so half of a deer, and shows you how to get the right roasts, where to put the burgers, and things like that. You can process it yourself and do it right. And if you end up with a giant burger pile or a roast that you don't like, or maybe the roast was blown out by your shot, whatever it was, then you take that to a processor. Say, I want this to be summer sausage, or whatever. I want this to be breakfast sausage, whatever. Make it something really cool. I want it to be snack sticks, beef sticks. Oh, let's go. Yeah. We did a lot of that with Sarah's ram that you got. A lot of beef sticks on that. So anyway, look into processing it on your own. My goal is, and if anybody here knows, help me out with this. It helped me out that, is there a kitchen, like a butcher kitchen that you can rent? I know Slavo salt is made by Slavo himself. That is literally handmade locally. And he rents a kitchen out to do this, because you need industrial products to make that volume of what he does, because he doesn't pour salt, pepper, and garlic into it. He actually makes his own garlic. So it's unreal. And he smells like garlic for a month. It's fantastic. I should get him like a hazmat suit or something to go in there. Just, yeah. But I thought if they have that, and they have cooking kitchens that you can rent, why wouldn't they have butcher kitchens you can rent? Yeah. Primarily because I want the restaurant quality meat saw, bone saw to be specific, because I want to cut all the bones into little pieces for the dogs. Yeah. And I want to just have it, or I'm just going to buy it on my own and just make a day of it. Just clean the garage out and put some paper down and just go to town. I think there's a lot to be said for that. And again, you take your burger pile out, and you can make your own burger, but for the rest of it, you take it to a meat place, especially that German sausage place, and say, make me some greatness with this, please. So I think you can do it. So if you feel you're being shorted, the cool part, one of the things that I'm not going to say what Steve Clark. I don't want to say his secret, because it's good. Let's just put it this way: there's some people that can't afford, or like, yeah, dude, I didn't know it was going to be that expensive, kind of thing. At some of these butchers, if you know what I'm saying, or processors. So that's basically there's a way. But if you think you're being shorted at all, or your processor isn't, well, okay, let's break those into two. If you think you're being shorted, just go to a new place or do it yourself. Do not stand for that. You spend too much money, time, effort, resources, everything, cred with your spouse to get away for that many days, to be shorted. Okay, go somewhere else. If you want to, if you think that you want it processed in a different way, either be super duper schmooper specific about it, about exactly what you want, or do it yourself, DIY. And again, you can find it on Netflix. You can find it on YouTube. There is a Meat Eater episode where he breaks down a whole half of a deer, and then he actually puts it in, and then he actually makes burgers with it. And a couple of good tips in there as well. And there's another Meat Eater episode where he has, I forget the chef's name, but they break down, they show how they're breaking down deer as well. So it's very, very, it's easier than you think. I'll put it that way. And again, if you mess up, especially in the field, if you mess up quartering it or something like that, if you mess up, it's okay. There's pieces left over. That's what the burger bag is for. You're making burger out of that, or sausages. Yeah. You guys, I hope you're having fun. I hope you had fun today. Sorry it's pre-recorded again. I blame Queen Bee. Queen Bee has me running out to Central Phoenix for a lunch, but it is for conservation. So I guess it's the same thing. I have a wonderful weekend. This is hopefully the last weekend we're going to see the hundreds, and then we can get into the fall weather, hunts and shotgunning and clay targets and all that, and have just a fun time. I'm looking forward to being out in the field with all of you. You guys are fantastic. Have a wonderful weekend. We're going to see you right here on Monday, right here on the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we